Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Winter is Fun, a Winter House podcast, Season 3, Episode 7. I got at least 2 more still in our back pocket, but it's a good season. But I don't know how we have this much content.
I think we're going to be at
honestly.
10 because when Sam
Okay.
comes in hot, I'm thinking she'll fill up some episodes, you know?
Yeah, she'll do 2 at least.
Yeah.
But good show. I love a 10 episode season.
I really am enjoying them reaching out into like other groups, you know?
Like, it's a very fun mix.
Yeah.
And it's fun to know them, and then
Mhm.
already you're just watching. It's so fun. Anyway, but before we get into it, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. Oh, also, this podcast, if you didn't know, doubles as Summer is Fun and covers
Martha's
Summer is
Vineyard.
Fun in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
So check those out.
Catch Jordan later on.
If you don't like her this season, you'll like her in Martha's Vineyard because Meredith and I did.
Yeah.
Also, check us, or please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We have nothing news.
I'm kind of shocked and like I get kind of sad on Mondays.
I'm fucking waiting because I was told someone I know left a review, but I don't see it yet. So truthfully, I refuse to shout this person out until I see the review. Thank you so much. She knows who she is.
You know who you are.
Also, please be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Vanderpasta. We're slow right now, but we'll get better because guess what? Winter is coming and so are the live seasons. So we have nothing to do but watch and post. So.
Also, we've decided we stick to our own channels. So the DMs you typically see someone in, that's their communication. Catch me on Instagram.
Meredith's on Instagram. Sarah's in the TikTok DMs. I'm just blind.
You're
posting.
Everywhere.
I'm doing whatever I feel like because I'm a rogue.
Alicia's our content creator. I haven't dabbled in video yet.
I just have to Google how to use TikTok and then we'll be there.
I think we all need like a weekend together where we just like learn it and like get over our like fears together.
A Vanderpasta retreat?
Yes!
Oh, that'd be great. Also, join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah talk about whatever the hell we want because it's our show and we can do that.
They're great right now.
They've
never been better.
Yeah, Sarah's really elevated our content. I mean, it must be a pain to listen to 3 people, but Sarah's really elevated us. Also, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and we watch old seasons of shows, we'll do an after show where we talk about current Bravo news. But because we're in a live season, we're not doing that right now. We'll talk about whatever Bravo news we want on this podcast. But don't worry, we'll do all the old seasons at some point. And
sometimes if it doesn't fit into the episode, it is on a pre-show, so even more reason to join Patreon. Like the Lindsay stuff, she's not on this Winter House season. We have talked about her on the pre-show.
That's right. Also, we'll say her name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Darby, Dee, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Kirsten, Casey, Kelsey, Chrissy, Lawrence, Sarah L, Sarah R, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Allison, Asia, Emily, Gina, Isabella, Jennifer, Jessie, Leanne, Lisa, Rio, Robin, Taylor, and Tara.
Woohoo!
Holy shit! Did I see some new names?
I freaking love our Patreon. I love hopping on there and commenting on things.
God, that was fucking gorgeous. Thank you all for being a part of our community.
Yeah.
And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we're in live seasons, which is now, and this is only the beginning of the live seasons, it will continue for at least another, what would you say, 4 months, probably?
For the rest of my lifetime at this rate.
But I will post in the Patreon every week asking for your questions, opinions, concerns, comments, whatever honestly you feel like you want to say on this podcast. And we will read them at the beginning and the end of our show. Also, I will pick a patron of the episode. So this is really where I don't shine that much because I'm always like losing my little wits. But I have a little tally and I like to go off who comments. And I only try and use one person at a time because I think everyone deserves some recognition.
Yeah.
And so with that, we have someone who has not commented, I believe, before this season. And if she has, I am so sorry, but this is your first time being patron of the episode. So everyone give it up to Lauren.
Woo!
Lauren will be opening our segment at the end of the episode because she has some episode 7 thoughts.
Can't wait.
Lauren, thank you so much for joining. We are so happy to have you. Let me write your name down before I forget. Thank you so much. Great, Lauren. I think Lauren also is a little, not new, but newer to our little community.
Well, she's going to have the time of her life during our
Lauren,
full-on live season.
This is either the best $5 of your life a month you're going to spend or the worst. Let us know.
Well, I just think all of our lives get taken over by Bravo sometimes. So in that way, it's like bittersweet. I can't handle another Scandival personally.
Oh my God. I need the most mellow season.
I need mid-tier drama.
We already have Summer House drama coming. I cannot handle anything on Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone stop lying and cheating and hooking up with people you're not supposed to hook up with.
Don't, but like maybe not with like best friends.
Do it on a show we don't cover, like Southern Charm. It's fantastic.
That's true. That's true.
Everyone go watch Southern Charm.
Just have fights with your besties that you can get over.
Oh my God, stop hooking up with your best friend's man. I don't know why that's so hard. Anyway, should we get into the episode?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
We have Patreon.
It's Podcast by the People.
Oh,
you almost had it.
Podcast by the people. Anyway,
so I like the jingle.
I want to come up with a jingle to play, and then we'll do it. But I'm not a singer. But I did. If you listen to the pre-show, I sang A Drop in the Ocean. It was beautiful. I will add. I've been practicing.
That is true. You did a wonderful job. I think if anybody wants to DM us on Instagram with some voice notes on like the tune we should use, Alicia will happily, maybe not happily, but will record it.
As of right now, I'm going to change it every time.
Okay.
Depending on what my little heart
Podcast
desires.
by the People. That's the one you did today.
Is that this one? Great. Yeah. So Tonette left us some stuff regarding last week's episode. She says, I've always said that Danielle is not the best at communicating. She just needs to tell Alex, hey, I like you and it hurts my feelings to see you talking to other girls. Period. Granted, Alex is talking to a girl who wants Malia's vagina, but still. Agreed. Danielle, this is watching a teen drama unfold where they don't communicate.
This is how I communicate to boys I like, but I'm not, who am I saying in relationships with? But like, it's hard when you don't know how to express your emotions and your feelings and you're scared to, it's really hard to start, especially with like a stranger. I can't imagine doing it on TV.
But then she does follow up and says that never mind, I see she did it. Great job, Danielle, which is then when Alex has not communicated his feelings.
That's the thing. I think Alex is more at fault because like Danielle, well, it's just a lack of communication, but yeah, Alex knows he doesn't want to do this anymore. And we see that into this episode.
But he keeps doing it.
So I'm more mad at him. I'm sad for her and her self-growth and my self-growth because like we got to learn to do better.
Looking in that mirror. What was Jason doing when everyone was going to bed? That's what I want to know. He was being beautiful and gorgeous and doing whatever the hell he wants. What do you mean? Don't question my king.
I mean, clearly it wasn't that juicy though.
What?
Clearly it wasn't that juicy like they would have shown it.
I know. It's not like he was eating drunk by himself. They would have shown that.
That they would have shown.
Tonette says, I do not like Amanda's lips. It's a hard no for me. I still think she's pretty, though. Don't at me. Did she do something with her lips that I just didn't notice because I'm blinded by her gorgeousness?
Also, she's not really on this show as much as she is, I think, on Summer House. She's, like, sick and just, like, not into it, which I get it. But, like, I need everybody to rage. I'm like Danielle this episode. Like, where are people raging? Let's get the energy back.
I literally was watching this going, that is Meredith.
Why are you and Danielle are very similar in your own ways, and me and Danielle are similar, and I really love that we both, us combined, or she's like our baby.
Yeah.
She's us combined.
She's us combined.
I love this for us.
Okay, let's get into the episode now. So, previously on Summer House, or on Winter House, oh my God, it is winter, obviously. Amanda got clocked in the face by a football, and I've never laughed so hard. Schwartz and Katie tried to hook up in the bathroom. Obviously they kept getting interrupted, but then he had to leave for the Vanderpump Rules reunion. Kory invited Sam to the house. Casey thinks Sam is trash. Danielle and Alex were hooking up, but then Danielle and Alex would hook up, and then he would go flirt with other girls, and he's kind of over this hookup. And he's been over this hookup, and everyone in the house knows but Danielle.
Except for Danielle.
It's true. So it's now Sunday, 8:50 a.m. The house is starting to rise. Malia and Katie talk. Schwartz has checked in with Katie. And Katie's doing okay. She's used to people leaving because that's yachting, baby. But she's the type of person who can fall very heavily. And the fact that she has fallen for Tom Schwartz tells me this man would charm me in a second, and I can never let that happen. I need my glasses on.
I need blinders on. I need to never meet this man.
No, I would become a simp, I think, for this man. And we can't have that because I despise this man.
I'd be the next person to move in, and he would call me his roommate who's just living with him.
Ew. Alex wakes up where else but Danielle's bed. Casey's working out, but Alex scares the shit out of her.
Loved her. Love that. This is that's the side of Alex, like being so friendly to people that I love.
Yeah, same. Jason calls Giselle a Potomac housewife. I hate Giselle does this all the time. I just need to comment on it. She always talks about herself in the third person. Like she'll be like, "Are you missing Giselle?" And I'll be like, sometimes I do it where I'm like, "Your girl's got to eat," or "Your girl's hungry," or I'll say something like, "Oh, Alicia, you're so stupid. What are you doing?" But I'd never be like, "Hey, Meredith, are you missing Alicia?"
Or like doesn't Alicia look fabulous? Doesn't Meredith look fabulous today? It's like when you're really trying to prop yourself up, whereas you're being like hard on yourself in a funny way, you know?
Yeah. But love their conversation. They're actually like, I don't love Giselle, but I find them kind of a good couple.
I don't mind it. It is more natural than I thought it would be. Like, I'm more convinced this is like real. But I don't really like just love this being part of this show. For me, it's too much crossover. Like all the kids can play together and that's fine for me.
But the housewives are wild.
It's like a mom got involved in my book.
Yeah.
It's weird. Whatever. It's weird for me to then. It was weird for me to have the camera next to him, like showing her on FaceTime, and it just like truly kind of like becoming part of the narrative.
You're right. It is like a mom just showed up.
Yeah,
and you're like, I don't know.
Give me Brian's mom if we're getting a mom.
If we're getting a mom, fucking. We have top dog mom already. So Riley's gonna head back on the road. Bye, Riley. You did literally nothing for me this season.
I don't understand. Where is she driving to, by the way, also?
Florida.
I thought she drove here from Florida because she needed to be out west.
In Florida. She has to go back to Florida.
I don't understand her. And you know what? I don't need to.
I don't care. So they're gonna meet Captain Sandy on the mountain today. Captain Sandy, in case you didn't know, was Malia's first captain in yachting. It was televised because Captain Sandy does the med season, and now Captain Sandy's kind of like a mentor. I don't love Captain Sandy; she's not my favorite, but I think it's really cool to see a woman in a captain's position. How I feel. Because all the other captains are like men on Bravo, let alone like in the industry. So she is really good in that regard, and I think she does really well with like gender roles because she doesn't believe in those, obviously. But
that's what I really love about Med is just like the general. But yeah, I'm not like
she treats everyone so equally.
Yes, yeah. I'm in the exact same boat as you. She's not my favorite character. But
I'll never hate her because
love the dynamics that she has at play.
Yes. Anyway, so it's Gaper Day, and I know what you're thinking. What is that? I don't know. Halloween for the slopes, I guess, but no one else is really like dressed up.
That's what I was wondering. Do like groups just have like Gaper Days, or is it a specific day? Like,
so Gaper Day, it says, is April 1st.
Okay, so it's not Gaper Day for them. They're making it Gaper Day for themselves.
Oh, yeah, because this is like March. It's a rite of passage for locals and visitors alike. It occurs, on or around April Fool's Day when the snow starts to melt, temperatures are warming, and the resorts celebrate the end of another successful season.
Okay, so they're close. I mean, it's March 20th.
They might have.
Around
this might be Gaper Day. Who knows? We're indoors people, obviously. Okay, so they all have like matching America themed ski suits.
Loved it.
Katie's pumped because she's a Kiwi and she's like walking around. She loves to be a part of America.
It's fun because it's a costume for her. Whereas,
it's funny when it's not it's a costume, isn't it?
That's the thing.
It's really
like,
funny.
I like it when it's a costume, but when it's like a religion to people, it's not for me.
How she was
like it as like a 4th of July, maybe a Flag Day, just a rando kitschy
there's
outfit.
like a parade and stuff, and then the next day I go back to forgetting what country I'm in most of the time.
Yeah, and like instead of what's that guy from Love Is Blind who like literally wore American flags every single day.
That guy? Fuck him. Okay, so we go to the slopes. Brian on the way tells us he was reading DMs, and as he says he never does, but now I'm inclined to slide into his DMs.
I'm ready.
And someone told him to get off his mom's tits, and all the girls are like, "No, we love a mama's boy." And Brian is like, I think Casey could like that I'm a mama's boy. And Casey confirms in her interview, she's like, I do like that about Brian, that how like sweet he is, especially with his mom. But
I think it can go, like, he's not going too far, but I think it can go too far with mama's boys. It's, to me, it's all about, is the man self-sufficient? Yes. Like, can he truly do things for himself? But also, is the mom not too overbearing?
That's my thing. I think it has to be nice. And Brian, I think, can do stuff. I thought it was cute how he called his mom. He's obviously like getting out there without his mom, and his mom hasn't visited. So I think that's a good sign. I think it's hilarious that his mom buys his clothes, but I like how appreciative he is about it.
Yes.
Like if he was like, of course my mom buys my clothes. Like what else is she good for? I'd be pissed. But he's like, it's so nice. My mom's buying me clothes.
And also, like, this is a TV show, so, like, he doesn't really have that much time to sit and, like, shop for clothes. So, like, I think he probably buys most of his own wardrobe. But this is, like, a weird use case.
Also, his show is his family. So his mom is a part of it. So, like, he has to, I think, play into it. His mom's comfortable with it. Yeah. But Brian says that he has been friend zoned by Casey. But Casey says the friend zone is actually one step closer to being, like, closer to her.
I think I need to approach life like that. I'm really bad at like letting people into my life, so I think I need to be friends with someone first.
I am Casey.
So they just naturally ingratiate themselves into my life rather than like forcing it.
I am Casey. I will friend zone people so quick, and then they'll be like they'll be dating other people. I'll be like, what about? And they're like, you friend zoned me, and I'll be like, no, but like then we date after. Which this is obviously.
But I always know. But for me, I always know, like, I always have, like, some type of interest slightly in them. Like, I can't, like, make a spark happen.
I can.
So there are people where, like, there's truly a dead end, like, friend zone. And then there's, like, a waiting, like, at the airport, they're waiting to board the, like, romantic flight.
I can grow into it.
I can't.
Because I think, for me, personality is number one. So as I get to know you as a friend, I can fall into it. Like, I have known people for, like, 10 years, and then on the 11th year been like, wait, am I in love with him?
Oh my God, no. I know immediately if I'm like attracted to them and want to be friends and don't want to pursue it, and we'll put them in the waiting friend zone.
They get more attractive to me as they sit in my friend zone. But that's the like opposite of men and women. Like I've heard men know within the first like 3 minutes if they want to date a girl, but girls like girls will take
I've heard
time.
I'm like a guy in the way I approach dating, so
I'm not.
I know immediately.
I'm such a girl. And I love that in the year of 2023. Okay, we're at the slopes for Gaper Day. Captain Sandy and our partner Leah are here. So we have some people skiing and some are doing après, which is basically just
forget the S's on there.
So Katie and Leah, though they do ski, they go on the bunny hill together. So Brian does think Captain Sandy is intimidating, but she can shred, so that's cool. And then
also Brian was on the bunny slopes. He must have had prior experience skiing because he's like on the real slopes now.
Maybe he was on the bunny slopes to like hang out with someone, like.
I'm proud of him. Yeah, I just want to identify that he's graduated from the bunny slopes. Like, go Brian. I'm more and more attracted to him the longer this goes on.
See, he's grown in your friend zone. You've gotten to know him.
No, I was always interested. I always thought he had great humor. That's the thing is I always had an intrigue in him. It just wasn't grand. Grew. Yeah.
I saw
that it can grow. It just, I can't like start from nothing. I know immediately if there's nothing.
I saw him calmly an ogre and that was it for me. I fell in love. Captain Sandy and Malia talk. Malia talks about how she just got her chief mate's ticket, and then she was promoted to second officer, and she has to do a few more things, and then she's a captain, which is like very exciting. More women captains, we love to see it.
I loved hearing about this. I don't really catch up with like Below Deck often, so I enjoyed hearing like her like work status,
especially since Malia's not on it anymore. We don't get updates.
Oh, she isn't?
No.
Okay.
She only did 3 seasons, I think. She hasn't been on for a while. Okay, so après, they set up a beach, like kind of essence, a beach ambiance.
This is great.
They're miserable. It is Jordan, Amanda, Alex, and Danielle, and they are cold and they are wet and they are just sitting here and they hate it. So Amanda and Jordan go to get drinks. They leave Danielle and Alex. Yeah.
It's like wet snow, you know, like the minute it hits you, it's like water on you. Yeah. So like that's miserable. The company, the grouping,
you're not moving around to get some heat, so you're just cold. Like you just sit there.
And you kind of look like an idiot, like with a camera crew and all.
Yeah, there's a camera crew.
American flag stuff. You're just like sitting ducks for these like people who actually care to ski.
Yeah, it's probably bad. So Amanda and Jordan go to get a drink. They leave Alex and Danielle behind. Alex asks like, "Oh, what's your plan for when you get back home?" And Danielle says, "Mostly work." And Alex is, he doesn't really have a job because he's a yachty, so it depends like on the season. So Danielle's like, "Hey, you can always come to Brooklyn for a good time." And Alex, in his interview, says he came here for a fling and he wants to leave single. So he probably has to dial it back with Danielle. But Danielle in her interview says she's not looking for a boyfriend or to date Alex, but she definitely wants to have sex with him. So, like, honestly, I got to give it to Danielle. She's shooting her shot here. She's like, "Come to Brooklyn. We can hook up. But come here. Go hook up."
Well, I think we get to see both sides. Yes. So she, to like the viewers, may look like dumb because like she's more into it than he is, but he has never expressed disinterest.
Yes,
so how is she supposed to know?
He's only told us in his interviews and told like everyone else in the house, but no one else is going to tell Danielle because that's not their point. And honestly,
nobody wants to deliver that message. I'm going to be honest. People should deliver that to her.
And truthfully, I wish I was more like Danielle. I wish I didn't care how like quote unquote stupid I might look. I'm going to go for what I want. And I like her being like, "Come to Brooklyn." Like that to me, I loved it.
I like that she invited him because he doesn't have a normal job. They're both in the Bravo sphere. If I was like an influencer type vibe with this, like that's kind of more normal. Like, "Oh, come visit, like New York, huge place." Like he might be up there. Like maybe he's going to be on Watch What Happens Live when this airs. Like you never know what's going to happen. So keeping it a little open-ended means like maybe you can have a hookup in the future.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to date, but like down for the D.
I think really she just wants to keep getting laid. So she never has to think about Robert.
I agree. I think she's keeping it open-ended just in case.
Yeah. So Danielle does tell him she's happy with where things are. And Alex doesn't say he's unhappy, so that's the end of the conversation. So Sunday, 2:36 p.m., we're still skiing. Leah and Katie talk. Leah, Captain Sandy's partner, has been in Colorado for 12 years. Sandy has joined her for 4. They are not married, but they do have promise rings, and Leah does want to get married because she wants to take Sandy's last name. Beautiful. I loved that.
In present time, I think they're engaged.
I think they are too. Which is beautiful.
So fun.
They're a hot couple. I love.
I'm shipping this. I don't think I watched Med long enough to ever be introduced to Leah really
as far as I know. Captain Sandy just says she has a partner, but we've never met Leah or like anything.
I think she's great. She seems like a hoot. I'm like, why can't we have them over for dinner?
And the fact that she's like down to come skiing with a group of delinquents on a camera crew.
Yes. I think she says it like later on, but she was like, "I ski because Sandy likes to ski.
Oh
like I want a hobby with her."
Wait for us to get there. I think they're so cute. Okay, so the après group is super struggling, especially Alex. He's from Florida. Well, not from Florida, but he lives in Florida. He's fucking cold. The cans are cold that he's trying to drink from. My dude,
there's nothing worse than having to drink a cold beverage on a freezing day.
What is he, a Wisconsinite? He has not been to Wisconsin in a long ass time.
I know, but once you're out of it, like once your body warms up, I feel like my bones are forever frozen.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's why I can deal with winters. But once they thaw out, like, it's really hard to get that back.
So New York winters aren't as bad as Chicago winters, obviously. I kind of still train myself where I
Good.
don't have a parka or like a heavy jacket in New
Good.
York. So I wear light jackets and I'm just cold. Like I just train myself to keep
Look at
cold.
you. I walked outside today and it was like 30 degrees and I was like, damn it. It's already cold.
You gotta do
We're
it.
really
I mean,
easing into
I'm
it.
spending 3 weeks in Chicago coming up. I gotta be ready. I can't be.
I can't do the wind when it's like 10
It's the
degrees out. I'm
wind.
so nervous.
I could sit, if there's no wind, I could sit in like 0-degree weather. But the minute there's wind, I'm angry about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And like your chapped skin, all of it.
So, Alex, I would love to know what the wind is like.
Yeah. Then you can complain.
That's where I'll help you. Okay, so the skiers finally make it to Opry and they sit down and they drink. Sandy has been skiing for a long time. She really likes Gay Ski Week in Aspen, which I was like, how fun.
I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, it makes sense it's a thing, but like, tell me more. I want pictures. Like,
Same.
Tell me more about this, like, Sandy. Give me an interview of her talking about this.
Go chase Sandy to Gay Ski Week. That's what I want.
Like, plug in, like, give me the grayed out, like, plugged in home video from her.
All the Bravo celebrities who are LGBTQIA in the plus, they go to
Winter House doing that.
They go to Gay Ski Week.
See, this can be a spinoff just like Girls Trip.
Yeah, this is great.
Bravo. Call us. We're ready.
We're ready to pitch shows.
I'm going to go call my cousin after this and tell him I have a great idea.
Katie and Malia are working on the same boat. They met because of Sandy. Sandy loves that they're still friends. Sandy asks if there's anyone in Katie's life. She goes, not really, but the whole house is like, you sure about that? So
what about that boy?
Katie tells her that she has a crush and she's determined not to get friend zoned. Katie says she's never been friend zoned by someone she likes. And then Malia jokes and she looks at Kory and she goes, what's that like, Kory? Which was hilarious. That was so funny.
Yes, they have really great banter.
Yeah, they're fun.
Like Malia and Kory. And I love when I find like a guy friend you can do that with, but everybody reads into it.
Malia's really good with dudes because A, she works in a male-dominated industry, but B, she has so many older brothers that she's just really good at like fucking with Kory. And Kory's really good too at like that's his personality. Like, and she fits it. Yeah.
I also, back to Katie and Tom, I just realized I feel like people fall in love with Tom or like stay with it because they don't want him to dump them. Like Katie said, she doesn't want to be friend zoned. And it's like, well, this man can't friend zone me.
Jesus.
Like, I'm better than that. And so you like stick with it longer than you want because you don't want him. You're trying to convince him that you are good enough because he's the one who's like freaking out about it.
His ex-wife, every time he was like, I cheated, she's like, we have to stay together because you can't leave me.
We have to fix this because you can't be the one who like ends this.
And she waited 12 years in a marriage and then went, you know what? Fuck you. Now we're divorced.
I'm done.
It worked out for her.
She was the one who was done.
She's top dog out of that divorce. Hell yeah. Oh, that's funny. So Leah, wait, remember when you called him Kate Gosley? He said he had
at the end of last episode.
I have thought about that every single day since we recorded.
Oh, good.
When you were like,
I'm shocked.
Someone said he has a Kate Gosley haircut.
I can't believe Sarah didn't text us whenever she was listening to it back, editing.
Funniest part of the whole episode. If she cut that out, no, she didn't. But
no, it is sometimes hard for us to start episodes. We've never had a trouble ending an episode like that, and that was really fun.
Was awesome. Okay. Anyway, back to this episode where Schwartz is not in it at all. Leah and Sandy leave. They have a long drive. Kyle says hopefully he can sell his beverage company on a charter boat. And I was like, wow, how fun to see Loverboy. Like it, but what charter guest would be like, can I have a can of Loverboy?
I want Kyle to be a charter guest and to request this. That's how you get it on there.
Yeah, but he can't afford that.
There is another like winter house type thing is like a bunch of the Bravo celebrities go on
Bravo's
the kids go on a boat.
Those yachts, dude, they're expensive.
I know you have to pay like the normal price, I think. I mean, I'm sure it's a little bit discounted, but like it's still a hefty price to go on.
It's like the owner of the yacht goes through a company to get the crew and the captain, But then everyone has to buy this yacht, but you have to pay for the wages of like the crew and the captain and rent the yacht. It was so wild how this works. I'm a yacht
I will never be that rich.
expert. Did I tell you about this time I saw them deck, or they what do they call it when they pull into the
docket?
They dock the. I was in Martha's Vineyard,
so
and
funny.
they were docking a yacht, and I literally made my dad stop, and I was like, I need to watch them dock this, and he's like, why? And I
can't even.
I watch a show. I'm an expert. It's like Grey's Anatomy, where I'm like, I can do this.
I can.
I'm like, they gotta throw the lines. They gotta throw the lines.
I have my little boating license. Like, you can just like drive a normal size boat, but like I do not know how to pull a boat up to a
They
dock.
did it to
I can
the
do a
side
jet ski,
too.
baby.
It was a side docking. I know, it was wild.
Damn.
Anyway,
mad respect.
I could do it because I watched the show. No. Okay, so Alex makes a joke because they were making jokes about like being in the friend zone, and Alex was like, I wish I was in the friend zone. But Danielle doesn't hear him.
Okay, but they make it look like she does hear, and even if she does hear, like, again, that's just a joke. So, like, she probably knows there's some sense of truth in it, but, like, until he says he doesn't want this, she is chugging along. Like, we're only hooking up with each other. Like, we're not in a relationship, but, like,
you're
it's
in
just
the house.
Us here.
It's easy. Danielle wants it to be this easy.
It's like a committed, casual hookup.
Yeah.
So until he says he doesn't want that, like...
Yeah, I agree.
She's chugging along.
So we go back to the house. Jason's leaving. I'm so sad. Goodbye, my baby. Sam has booked a flight out to Colorado, so she should be here soon. We're going to have...
Do you think that was booked in advance?
I don't know. She's an influencer. She could buy it on... She doesn't have like a 9 to 5. I would be like, you have to give me 2 weeks notice so I can let my company know.
That is so true.
Sam doesn't have a company.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I work
is.
for a company. She doesn't even
I don't have a company. I don't have any of it. I mean, nothing. I would do this, but I would have to sit at the desk.
Yeah, I'd be like, the whole time. Is there a place I could work on the side? We're going to have hot taco night, which means that the tacos are hot, but so are we. Malia and Kory start cooking. Amanda feels really nauseous. Now it's time for dinner. Brian talks about how there's no intimate love at this table. But then Katie in particular is like, no, we're a family. Like, we're fucked up, and that's an intimate love, but we're a family. And then Kory says, speaking of family, my family's in town tomorrow because his dad's a pilot and he has a stop in Denver. So he's going to pop on in with his mom. And everyone.
Which, how incredible.
Yeah, amazing that your dad.
Like, that is random timing. Like, that is not really. Well, I guess his dad can bid for flights, but like. Yeah. That was not really like pre-planned.
And mom's like, you got an extra seat? Let's go. And then after that, Sam's going to come out, which I was like, I wonder what the rules of this house are with guests, because we've seen that in the past, but I feel like because it's all a Bravo joint thing and not like a Kyle put it together thing, that guests are welcome to come. Because he invited Sam without telling everyone.
Oh, are you saying compared to Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah, or even Summer House when people are like, you have to tell us before you get a guest.
That's true. Yeah, I think Winter House seems a bit looser since it's just 2 weeks. And I always think it's loose if they're staying in your bed.
That's true.
You get to make a better call. Like, Kory's parents are just coming to say hi, and like same with like Sandy. So those are just like drive-bys. I don't think anybody cares about stuff like that. But I think if somebody's coming to stay in your bed, nobody really cares. They want a heads up. But I think the reason past years of like Summer House you had to ask is because there were house hookups. Like if Alex wanted a girl to fly out, he would need to ask the house.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Well, no one's mad. Everyone's very excited to see Sam. But Kory in his interview is like, what could go wrong? No one finds me attractive in this house, and no one talks shit about Sam. It'll be great, which is opposite of both, obviously. He's being sarcastic.
Dead.
So now it's Sunday, 8:27 p.m. Dinner's over. Kyle tells Katie that she's his kiwi because he didn't have a kiwi before in his life, and now he does. And Amanda's like, so what am I? And he goes, you're a generic apple. And that was so hilarious.
Oh my god. The fact that he added the word generic
You're
onto it.
stupid,
You're
normal
just a
apple.
stupid little apple I got at the grocery store.
That was awesome. Kory and Kyle talk outside. It was a good dinner. Then someone farts. I don't know who, but they talk about
I
the
could
fart.
not figure out
I
who.
know. I didn't care enough to go back and
I think
analyze
Kyle.
it. But then Schwartz FaceTimes, and the whole house basically finds out somehow and comes to talk to Schwartz. And he does confirm he's going to come back, which
Well, he pauses.
he's like, yeah, I'm
He's
going
like,
to come back.
yeah.
Schwartz asks Kyle, this is hilarious. Schwartz goes, hey, Kyle, have you talked to Sandoval? And Kyle goes, no, should I? And Schwartz goes, no, I don't think
No.
so. And I was like, so.
Oh my god. And Schwartz says like he really hasn't talked to Sandoval still. I think he's wondering like,
oh, has anyone?
I wonder if he's like, yeah, has like anybody talked to him? What is he like? Because like Schwartz doesn't want to talk to him, but I think he wants to know, is his friend okay? What's his mood like? He's about to see him.
Hey, have you talked to this person? No. Should I? No.
Which is kind of wild to me, hearing that Schwartz still has not talked to Sandoval like 2 days before the
Leading
reunion.
up. Yeah, because I
actually
they got
really
their
like
stories
that.
at some point though, right? Didn't there?
I think before Schwartz left for Winter House, they had a lot of talks.
Okay, yeah. But Schwartz wants everyone to know he's not abandoning him. And Kiwi Katie goes, but you're abandoning us. And then they wish him good luck at the reunion, to which I laughed and said he's going to need a lot of Xanax, which he takes.
Yeah, but why do I really I want Schwartz, I wish this was like a fork in the road of his life where he's like, you know what, I'm going to hang out with this version of Bravo and I'm done with like some Vanderpump Rules crew. Like I'll do my show with them, but I don't need to be besties. Like I want these to be my friends.
They don't live in California, and he's a codependent little man.
You're right, but you know what? He chose Sandoval and his Vanderpump people.
I know. Okay, so we'll be changing to comfies. Katie really misses Tom. Brian does chin-ups on the ceiling. The house is ready to go to bed. Danielle goes looking for Alex and finds him sleeping in his own bed. And she's like, hey, come to my bed. And he's like, oh, fuck. But he goes.
She goes, why are you sleeping on like a dirty bed and when you can have a clean one? And I don't get why he didn't just say, I want to sleep in my own bed tonight.
I don't either, because he openly in his interview doesn't want to go, but he goes. Mm-hmm. Which is like...
He goes without any exchanged words. He just gets up and walks behind her.
And then I don't even think they have sex because they just kiss goodnight. Danielle's like, I can't go to bed without a kiss goodnight.
They're watching like a show on her laptop.
Yeah, I literally almost vomited when they kissed goodnight.
It was so uncomfortable. And because I mean, the next day she kind of knows vibes are off. Like you can tell things are weird. Like she can start to sense this.
Yes, but he should just be like, no, I don't want to sleep in your bed.
Man the fuck up and just say no.
I know. Okay, Amanda's stomach is still going crazy. She has no other symptoms, though, so she's going to take a pregnancy test, even though she doesn't think she's pregnant, but she just needs to rule it out. Actually, she knows she's not pregnant, but she's kind of hoping she's not pregnant, but she's also like, could I be pregnant? Which is wild because Summer House, she really wanted to be pregnant, but I think they've realized they're not in the right space.
I was wondering, because last year in Winter House, she was basically saying like that's when her, I'll say like fertility stuff had started, and that's when she opened it up on it first. Before then, this most recent season of Summer House. So I was like, what has changed in a year? But when like later she kind of describes it, but I was just like, I know she's not pregnant currently in like real life, or when she would have had this baby.
I think since they like own a company, they live in New York. It's just like not an ideal thing.
It's not conducive.
And like Amanda and Kyle are both kind of planners. So I don't think they want to be surprised. I think they want to be like, now we start with babies, and like plan it. I mean, both of them are kind of type A about that shit. We're like, we have to know what's going on in our lives.
It's weird because I look at the Summer House people and I'm like, all right, you are the same as like me and like stage as life as I am. Like I am putting myself first, but career first and like having a good time. Yeah. And if they have kids, I think that's my like I'm going to call them my friend group that like breaks, like my Chicago friend group here, like doesn't have kids yet, but it's about to start. And so Amanda and Kyle start too, like, I think I'm gonna have a panic attack.
The thing is, I didn't think I had this in common with Amanda, right? Like, I thought she really wanted to become a mother at this age, which I can't relate to, and I don't think there's anything wrong, but it's different. Whereas now hearing her be like, I don't think I'm ready, and see like the fear of having a child, that's what I feel at this point in my life. So, you know. Anyway, so now it's Monday, 9:43 a.m. The house is rising. Danielle and Alex do a face mask together, which if he didn't want to hang out with her, he should not take her face masks.
He's
frustrating.
This bothered me.
He's frustrating.
But because like he won't just own his own actions.
No.
They're little actions, and I think he's so fearful of Danielle blowing up, which, like, granted, if he, like, said no when she's, like, hammered, yeah, she's gonna blow up at you, but at 8 in the morning when she says, do you want a face mask and to lay in bed, you should just say, no, I'm gonna go, like, shower. Like, find an excuse and get out of there.
Yeah, you could easily just be like, no thanks, but he's, like, choosing to spend extra time with her. I don't know. Whatever. So, Kyle brings Amanda some coffee in bed. I feel like we need to shout that out because we love a man who brings people stuff in bed.
We used to really praise Andrea for that, so we should give equal praise.
Her stomach still feels weird, so she's going to take the pregnancy test. And Kyle's like, what the fuck do I do while you do that? And she's like, sit. And so...
my God, he asks if he needs to hold this stick. And I'm like... I hate men.
So
it's like when they don't understand periods. I'm like, come on, you should learn.
He's a little nervous. Also impressive that they have a pregnancy test on hand. Do we think a producer got it?
Like somebody on production ran out and got that. They were so excited they were about to take a pregnancy test on camera.
So Kyle's a little nervous. So she hasn't even sat down to pee yet. And he already is like, what do we do if it's positive? And she's like, will you just wait till I pee? And so Amanda does look at him and says, good news is we're married, we're financially stable, and we're old. So, like, it's not going to destroy our lives if it's positive.
I saw a video on Instagram that was, I don't know if I sent it to one of my college friends, and it was like this girl, she was like, I was born in 2004, and then she unrolls
I've seen that
sonogram,
video.
And it's like, gonna have a 2024 baby, and then it stitches it, and there's another girl being like, I was born in like the 90s, and I still feel like I'm having a teen pregnancy if I got pregnant.
I always joke, I'm always like, when people get married, I'm always like, are you a child bride? And they're like, I'm 29, and I'm like, oh my God.
Amanda like spelling out like, we're okay, we have jobs, we are old enough. I'm like, we're not though. We're not.
But I think it does help, right? That they're married or not, they have dual income.
Yeah.
They're financially stable for sure.
Yeah.
And they are older than a 17-year-old. Like they got
like we can
Kyle's
if this happens, we can handle it.
Yeah.
We can handle this.
They're fine.
We may not like this is not our first plan, but like we will be fine.
They'll be fine. Yeah. So Kyle says this could set off a series of events. And Amanda goes, yeah, growing up. So
that's the scariest part.
It's 10:44 a.m. Okay, it's time to look.
Oh, wait, really quick.
Yes.
I realized if Amanda had gotten pregnant, like she was positive on that, she basically would have had the baby at Carl and Lindsay's. Like she would have been pregnant and they couldn't have gone to Carl and Lindsay's wedding, basically.
Amazing.
I know. She would either just like had the baby recently or like
too pregnant to
fly.
Then.
Like she probably like future Amanda, if she was pregnant, would have been thrilled they didn't go through with the
That's true. She would have been like, we didn't miss anything. Okay, so there's no faint line, which means there's no pregnancy. So
woo!
Kyle, though, he was like, oh, I was starting to embrace it. Like in those 3 minutes it took, he's like, wait, I was kind of hoping it was positive. And they both want to have a family. I think they just want to plan it. And truthfully, from what I have not experienced, but like seen and heard, there's never a good time.
Yeah. Well, theirs is even worse because their reality TV career is based on like partying, and so Amanda can't be pregnant over the summer.
Kyle just goes and shows up alone by himself while Amanda's pregnant in the apartment.
That's the big thing, is I think it kind of ends their reality TV career, which then ends Kyle's promotion of Loverboy.
Yes. Which is like, in his mind, free advertising, basically.
Yeah, and like they're in such a growth stage. Like I think there's like, let's capture this as much as we can, and like we can hold off having a family.
Yeah, so Amanda does say she's not mentally prepared to be a mother but she cannot wait for the day that it comes, whenever and however, which I think is beautiful. But Amanda, though, now needs to actually figure out what's wrong with her. And Kyle's like, so should we start trying for a baby after the summer? And Amanda's like, you track my cycle, or I'll track my cycle. You track whatever's happening within you, and we'll see what happens.
Oh my
I
God, can you
don't
imagine if they're
believe
pregnant right
in
now?
real life they are pregnant yet.
I mean, we wouldn't know. Like, they would let's be honest, they would hold it back for the like 3 months at
Oh my God,
least.
they would Kylie Jenner that shit. They would never tell us, and Amanda would just one day have a child.
I think we would know based on the Winter House filming. Like, if they're not at Winter House
Oh,
here in February, March, I think they're
there's a
either having a baby
possibility.
or trying to have a baby. Yeah, like trying to
Also,
focus on
they're
having
not
a
going to
baby.
hide it. Do you know how many endorsements they would get for being pregnant? They would
Oh my
totally
gosh,
make
she's
so much
gonna do the
money.
clear blue
Oh,
announcement.
she's going to be the most beautiful pregnant woman in the entire world.
Oh my God, why do I want them to be pregnant
Why do
right
I
now?
want just to see her pregnant?
I want her to get pregnant in September so they can have the baby and she can still go out in the Hamptons even every once in a
Who
while.
babysits?
Her parents can come
That's true.
in
Her
from New
parents
Jersey.
love.
Yeah, I've got this plan. Don't worry. Amanda and Kyle also call me.
So Danielle kisses Alex and she calls him out for his mood being down. Brian's mom is currently handling a Forever 21 order for him. And everyone's like, isn't that a girl store? And he's like, no, it's unisex, which is so
Everybody
cute.
shaving him for Forever 21 is my
know.
favorite thing. They don't shame him that his mom's buying him his
No,
clothes.
it's
It's
Forever
that
21.
he's buying from Forever
Listen,
21.
this is the thing. If one of my friends is like, my mom is buying me my clothes, I would be like, how do I get my mom to pay for my clothes?
Oh, it's incredible. My mom pays for some of my clothes, and I get
Take
as
it.
much as I
I
can
tell
out of
everyone,
her.
my mom bought me this. Hell
I
yeah.
proudly am like, oh my God, my mom bought me
I
this
know.
and
My mom's
this.
so generous.
I've decided if I don't have children, I'm a baby. So when my sister's kids get things, I
I
should
get
get
things too,
things.
of course.
My sister's kids get an Easter present, I get an
You know how
Easter
people feel
present.
bad for you when you're not married? You're like, Mom, Dad, feel bad for me. Give me an Easter present.
I soak that shit up because I know it's gonna run out. My parents are
I'm
gonna get
single and
over it.
alone. Just buy me stuff.
And I make it productive. I'm like, Mom, I really need a rug,
Yeah.
not like random stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, buy me a rug for
Or
Easter.
you complain about something to your parents. You're like, oh, my pan just is so gross now. And like, oh, it's ruining every time I make a dinner. And then they'll send you a pan. And you'll be like,
My mom loves this one cook store in St.
oh,
Louis. And I'm like,
amazing.
do you want to go to Cornucopia? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I also need this
Yeah.
just to add it
Oh
on.
my God, this knife? I wish I had a knife like this. Put it in the cart. I love.
Yes.
Okay, Kory cleans up outside. Brian and Danielle join him just to watch, though. They don't help. Because Mom and Dad are gonna be here soon. Both Kory and Danielle are like, we got to bring up this mood. Like, people are starting
It
to
is
drag.
low.
Oh my God, we just woke up.
I know, but like,
I'm the one whose mood is low.
they talk about last night, like people came home and then they like immediately went to bed. So I don't think we're seeing some of it, but like people aren't like, usually when they wake up, like people gather in the kitchen, and we did see a little bit with Brian, like about Forever 21, but nobody's like making breakfast, chatting, like nothing banter wise has really happened.
Also, yeah, you can't come home and not party in the kitchen. That's what we want.
So if it's already been low since last night, like now I'm even more worried. If you got 8 hours and you're still really not talking, oof.
Rough. So Brian talks about how Jordan is super down because no guy's really giving her attention anymore, and because Danielle stole Alex. And Danielle's like, Jordan wasn't interested in Alex, like she was interested in Kory. So like,
and I don't like that connotation that her mood is linked to boys.
Agreed. I didn't like that either. Yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way.
It was just, especially like Danielle being a part of the conversation, I was like, I don't really like this.
And then
it felt a little gross.
Meanwhile, Jordan and Alex are in the study and they're both talking about how they're very mentally drained. And honestly, they're not talking about anything like in particular. I think they're just taking a beat to like not talk about something that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jordan's like, oh, after this, I'm going to go to the Canes Music Festival. And Jordan's like, what's going to happen with you and Danielle? And he's like, I've communicated pretty clearly that nothing's going to happen after this. And we
like, you haven't.
we leave as friends. Then Danielle walks inside and sees Alex and Jordan talking, and literally it cuts to them just being like, oh, I don't know, something stupid. It was like, you like the color blue? Say, like, it was so dumb. And
Yeah.
she's
And she's not happy.
She says there's a gravitational pull between them, and she wonders if they're actually friends. And if they are, like, that's fine, but invite her to be a part of the conversation because she feels like an outsider right now. And I was like, no, Danielle, I hate this.
I do too, because like I feel like she's putting then the blame on Jordan for anything happening with Alex. And I think two people as friends can be really connected. Like I jive really well with people. When you're in a house living with people, I've lived with people in like a setting like this. And sometimes when you're mentally tapped, there are those people that just get you. And so you really have to lean into those people and like sit in the corner and just like chill and just like talk to them. And I don't like that Danielle is making this like a thing. Like why doesn't she just go sit down and talk with them in this setting?
Yeah, I agree. They don't have to be like, Danielle, come join us. Like, you were outside talking to other people. They sat down in the
Yeah.
study. They're not sitting weirdly close or anything. They're just chatting
Or like
about
they're not like
nothing.
sitting on a bed together
They're
or
not
like
even
hiding from
laughing. They're
you.
literally just talking about
No.
nothing.
There's
Also,
nothing weird about this.
Danielle is a different energy, right? She's great for summer house and partying, but when you don't
Mhm.
want to be doing that, you are not going to be like, Danielle, come join our conversation. You're going to be like, please, God,
It
give
is
me a
worse to
second.
have a Danielle, like a Danielle energy around when you're so drained because then
Yeah.
you feel like you need to put on a
And
show
she's
and match
also,
her energy.
yeah, and she's coming at you being like, why's your mood down? And it's like, let
Mhm.
me just be
Have my
introverted.
morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I like why I get so defensive about like invites. Like, why do I need to invite you to an open conversation?
Yeah, it's not like
Like,
we're
we are in the
closed
house.
door or anything.
Yep. It's not like we're going to lunch and leaving you out. I just don't think people know how to have one-on-one time anymore and not be jealous of it. Like, why can't Alex and Jordan sit down and have some one-on-one time without it being weird? But also, why do you need to be invited to a conversation
Do you
that's
want to know
happening
my
in the
favorite way
open?
to insert myself in conversations?
What?
Do you remember Kat from Big Brother 21 when she would walk in a room and
Yeah.
just go, "Are you bitches conspiring against me?"
Love
I
that.
I will walk up and be like, "Are you bitches talking about me?" And they'll be like, "No." And I'll be like, "Okay, cool. What are we talking about?" Like, I'll just, and people think it's funny because I'm just like, are you guys
Yeah.
talking about me?"
You break the ice so it's not like weird to enter a
Yeah, and
convo. I just walk up and I start listening to what they're saying and I just join
I'm
in.
not entering. Well, I'm talking about if like I see two people awkwardly speak and I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk
Oh,
over.
yeah,
Obviously, if we're like at a party or a bar, I'll just stand there and like join normally. But like in this situation, I would walk over and be like, "You bitches conspiring against me?" And they would like, it'd be
yeah.
funny because obviously I'm not serious about it. And they'd be like, "No." And I'd be like, "Cool, what are we talking
Yeah.
about?" And they'd be like, literally our favorite colors. And I'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to speak about this. Why did I join this stupid
Yeah, and then
conversation?"
you'd probably walk away. Like you realize, I think Danielle would have realized then it's not serious, but she often watches and sees Alex talking one on one with something and thinks the worst, rather than just saying like it's okay that he has a one on one conversation with someone who's not
I
her.
think she's also not okay with him flirting with other people, which is upsetting because that's just his personality
Mm-hmm.
and she should know that. But she's assuming he's always flirting with everyone
Yes.
when, like, I do really think he is drained, right? Like, he just needs a minute
Mm-hmm.
because he's not even getting his own sleep time. Like, he's just always with someone.
That's the thing is he's not being honest, so I think that's, like, also draining on him, as well as, yeah, not being able to sleep alone in a bed, like, it's just all getting to him, like, we're getting to the end of this
Yeah,
vacation just
yeah.
in general, like, I think everybody's just kind of brain dead, but I'm selfish and I'm a viewer and I don't give a shit about your energy being low, like, you're here to perform
That's
for
the one,
me,
yeah.
sorry, but in normal life, I'd be like, "Yeah, take a beat," like, I would want people to have a slow day, a break day, like, it's kinda like when you do, like, a week-long trip with your family, you're like, "Alright, we all need, like, a chill day in the middle where we don't talk to each
Yeah,
other."
yeah, yeah. Like, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
But so Corey's parents are here. His dad's fucking huge. I don't know why I
This
thought
is
anything
not
else.
what I thought that they would look like.
You know, his dad back in the day though was like hot.
It was
It was like,
Kory, yeah.
yeah, but he's
His
huge.
dad was in his little, like, pilot
Oh my god,
outfit, and I was like, "You're
so cute.
so cute!"
They're also party animals. So, and I was like, gee, these two are gonna get the party started, I guess. But they're gonna go night skiing. Not Corey's mom. So Katie invites her to après with them. Great.
Love that the parents are being split up.
So they're doing like neon and fun and like colors. So Casey wears a mullet, literally looks like Kyle's twin. These two weirdos. And so we go to skiing. Brian, though, loses as he goes up the ski bench thing that you ride to the top. And then as he's getting off of it, he loses his goggles, but that thing doesn't stop. So Kory's dad tries to grab the goggles, but he falls trying to get Brian's goggles.
My God.
Brian, hold on to your goggles, so good. Babe.
You embarrassed yourself.
You're embarrassing me, Brian. Trying to stand up for you, and
I literally complimented you earlier, and now you're embarrassing me.
The fact that it was Kory's dad who ended up on the ground because of you. I hope you feel bad. I'm just kidding. I love Brian. But okay, so now we cut to après. It's great. Alex loves cocktail hour with the ladies. That was hilarious.
It's so funny. There's always like one dude just with guys.
It's just Alex who doesn't know how to ski.
One dude with a bunch of girls.
Yeah. So Danielle, so it's Danielle, Alex, Katie, Amanda, and Kory's mom.
I don't know why she has to sit next to him 24/7.
She always is
I wish she wouldn't have sit next to him.
Also, they're all sitting on the same side of the table, which was hilarious because it was filming. I know, but it was kind of funny because I'm like, they're all like looking over at each other and there's like different conversations because like all can't be in one. But Danielle asked Kory's mom, like, what do you think of Alex? Right in front of him. And she goes, he's tough, right? And she's like, oh, a tough nut to crack, huh? And I was like, ew.
I think Danielle is trying so hard to get Alex out of this funk that she keeps like trying to like rile him up a little bit. Like with that comment by like sitting next to him and constantly talking to him, like, girlie, just leave him alone. He just needs a moment. Leave him alone. Yeah. It has nothing to do with you. Get up and walk around and sit on the other side of this group.
Yeah. So meanwhile, on top of the mountain, Malia obviously gets along great with Kory's dad because Kory and his dad are very similar. So she skis away and Kory's dad is like, oh, I love that one. Have you talked to any girls on the trip? Those producers told Kory's dad exactly what to ask about.
Hit the beats.
And Kory says he hasn't talked to any girls on this trip, and Kory's dad's like, ooh, because of Sam? Are you going to make it official? Kory's like, no, not on this trip. Because Kory is very work focused and he's scared his business will fall apart because his business is in one of the Carolinas. I forget which one.
We never remember which one.
And Sam is obviously in New York, so it would require a lot of traveling back and forth. And Kory really wants to make sure his business, which is a beer or a gym with a bar in it, goes really well in one of the Carolinas.
He's never talked about why they aren't together or enough about their relationship, but this makes more sense to me. Like, he's like, I don't want to put a lot of energy into a relationship yet. I'm so focused on this. I'm so scared. I am on his side about this.
I agree.
It always seemed like he wanted to be a fuckboy.
I almost wish he would just like drop his business more so I know which Carolina and which gym I need to go to. Because I would go.
Talk about his business more too. Think about how much time we've had to sit through in Bravo Universe to talk about stupid Trop Hop from Austin Kroll. Kory, drop it more. Let
me know what it's called. I'll go. But he's also opening a whole ass gym. Like, there's a lot that comes with that, so I understand.
Yeah. Especially being physically present. This is not like Paige and Craig going to see each other in their opposite cities and like being able to work from the other.
And Craig already has his established storefront and business. Yeah. So his dad, though, says he doesn't want Kory so focused on the business that his personal life falls apart, which I also think was great. Like, show balance.
Great advice.
I also don't think Kory has problems with his personal life, though, because he is taking 2 weeks off to like be here. So like, I think he's okay.
Okay. But I think he looks at it as like business promotion, like Kyle probably would. Yeah. Like that's not the same as like starting a relationship long distance.
Yes, but he won't drop his fucking business.
True. Well, maybe he is, and they're just not picking up. He needs t-shirts.
Cutting it.
He needs merch that he's constantly wearing.
They keep cutting it out.
Get a beanie.
So funny.
Like Kory for next year.
Next winter house is in one of the Carolinas, and instead of
I don't understand how these people don't promote their businesses better, because like all you have to do is wear your fucking merch.
Or literally just Austin Kroll, wherever he goes, is like, do you have Trop Hop? That's my beer.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But like, I at least know, I don't even know what state Kory's gym's in.
I know. I just also just don't care because they're like actively working on their businesses on their
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Kory's not. He's just like like it's the background information we get
That's
in random
true. And not to
interviews.
be like rude to Kory, but he's not like a main like he wasn't really in Summer
No.
House. He just like visited.
No,
Like he was just
he's
he's
kind of an
new.
extra.
Yeah.
He
Also,
is
we're not
the
seeing
pizzazzy
him. You're
character.
right.
He's like the crazy aunt that
You're
comes
right.
out
We're
every
not
once in
seeing
a while.
him build this business. I
Mhm.
think that's why I hate Austin's because we didn't see it. We just see him promoting it. I didn't even know it
Ugh,
launched.
I
Kyle, though, we've seen it from the ground up. So, like, Loverboy,
mhm.
I feel like I'm an
It's
investor.
I was about to say it's Kyle's storyline. We're
Yes.
ingratiated to it, whereas like with
It's not
Austin,
Kory's.
he doesn't actually work on it, and so it just annoys us as viewers. Whereas like Kory, I think he does work hard, but he's the opposite of Austin. He's not showing it.
If it's South Carolina, he's got to go in Southern Charm and show his gym. If it's North Carolina, I don't know how to help him. But
I need him to convince producers to go out and like film a
same.
little bit about him, and so then they can like flash to
Even if
it, you
it's cell
know?
phone footage, so anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay. For the fourth person who needs to call us, Kory.
So back to Apres. Kory's parents will not be in town when Sam gets here. Kory's mom did meet her in passing once, but doesn't know if she wants to meet Sam until Kory is ready to introduce them, which I think is
I like this.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda says, though, she definitely thinks Kory really likes Sam and sees her as his person, which I was like, that's a big accusation, but okay.
Also, what a jump for viewers because like all we've heard all season is like,
They're
no,
kind
this
of
really isn't
together.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, his like kind of sort of girlfriend.
Amanda's like, they're soulmates. And even his mom
They're
is like, oh. I was like, Amanda, this is just shut up.
I'm like, Amanda, you're
Jeez.
really pushing this, and like you might push to where this breaks.
All I thought about was imagine if someone told my mom I had met my soulmate and I hadn't told her, and now she's gonna I'm gonna be like, Mom, stop. Amanda's an
I
idiot.
don't let my parents meet people I'm interested in. It really stresses me out. And they once met somebody by accident,
Yeah.
but they didn't know anything was happening. And I was just like, and my dad was obsessed with this person. And I'm like,
Uh,
we gotta unravel this. Like,
oh
whoa, take this
man.
back. You guys
I
can't
would
be friends.
I would
No.
look at my parents and be like, Amanda's a liar.
That's yeah, like no, we're not talking about
Nope.
this. You don't even need to know a name. His mom accidentally meeting Sam once kind of would stress me out and throw me off the
It
rails.
happened,
Like,
but I love Kory's mom being like, I don't want to meet her unless Kory
mhm.
wants me to.
I appreciate that. Like she doesn't count it.
So then Danielle tries again with Alex and is like, what's up with your mood? And he's like, nothing. I was like, oh my God, Danielle, stop prying on this dude for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, like let him just be quiet. There's like 8 people here too.
Yeah.
This isn't a normal thing. We're filming a show and so like we all have to talk single file.
But you know what I will say about Danielle is she knows how this show is filmed. She looks at Jordan and is like, hey, Jordan, can I talk to you over here for a sec? Which like
finally we get a direct convo though.
I know, but like very produced when she's like, can I talk to you privately?
Can we have a one-on-one like over here? And
that
Jordan's
was
like, can
it.
I take
She
my
said
soup?
one-on-one and I was like,
yes.
the producer right and it was like, Danielle, go do this.
I was like, okay, this, yeah, definitely scripted. But take the soup, please, darling.
So Danielle just wanted to check in because she wants to spend more time with Jordan and she knows like her whole Alex thing probably took away from that. Also, literally, Danielle is
I hated that.
She is just spewing whatever comes out of her mouth and Jordan just keeps nodding. Like Jordan says very little. She's a listener.
Jordan is really good at conversations and interviews. Like she's a boisterous personality, but she never says too much. Where Danielle is kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
She's just like talking in circles. I hated that she said, we haven't spent a lot of time together because I've been with Alex.
Yeah, that was
as
rough.
if like
but
Jordan's mad at you that you're spending time with Alex and it's Jordan's fault.
But don't worry, Danielle says even worse stuff. So
this is so bad. I hated this so much.
So Danielle feels good about every single thing she's doing and she's leaning into it and she wants Jordan to feel the same way and thinks Jordan is low energy right now. And then she says,
oh my God,
that she thought it was because Jordan didn't have any men to have a crush on in the house. And Jordan is not happy to hear that.
I'm not happy. Every part of it.
My whole body watching this.
Danielle's like, I love everything I'm doing. And I'm like, oh.
I don't know why other women find Jordan just to like they need to almost put their own feelings onto Jordan. Like we saw Jasmine do it. Now we're seeing Danielle do it. Like Jordan's
It's
not
because they're
asking.
intimidated. I can see myself falling into it because it's a tale as old as time. Like when you're jealous of someone, then you have to put them down for things that you're jealous of them about.
That's true.
Danielle is jealous that Jordan and Alex have a natural chemistry and can just banter. And so in order to diffuse that for Danielle, like she has to put Jordan down that she has no one. And she's not fun, or like she hasn't been fun because she doesn't have someone.
It reminded me again a lot of this a conversation we saw in Martha's Vineyard where Jordan's being told that her life isn't good enough and she needs more.
Yes.
And like Jordan is literally just existing and people are like, I have to go tell Jordan more about herself and like
it
put
is
her down.
Wild to watch it happen on a second show.
And like a totally different personality, a totally different person with a totally different spot in life.
Different situation.
Like it's crazy. So
like Jordan wasn't competing. I hate the word competing, but like this is kind of coming out to be a competition in
Danielle's mind. She's like competing with Jordan.
But it wasn't a competition on Martha's Vineyard, and still people treated her like this.
Yeah, I don't know why people feel the need like Jordan's not happy with where she is, and like she wouldn't go after what she wanted.
I think because she is so open to like banter similar to Alex, like and talk to all these people, then like if she doesn't seal the deal, quote unquote, like they're like, oh, you didn't get that one. And it's like, no, Jordan just made a conscious decision to not be a part. If Jordan wanted Alex, she would have had Alex. Like, let's just be very clear about that.
Alex like did go for her first and she said no.
And I think that's the sore spot for Danielle is that probably pains her. And so she has to like kick the legs out of Jordan to make herself feel better.
I get that too, but I have worked really hard because I used to be this type of girl like in high school, and I've worked really hard to be like, it's not the girl's fault. Like no matter what it is, whether it's like a cheating thing or a jealousy thing, like it's always either an issue within me, it's an issue of like the man.
When it's a girl and a guy.
Yes, but I'm always trying to be like
it could be the girl's fault if it's two guys.
And I mean it could be like the girl's like I always think if it's not openly the girl's fault, like this girl isn't looking at me dead in the eye and being like, I'm stealing your boyfriend, then it's probably not her fault. Like
I gotta stop making up reasons that it's her fault.
To hate this woman and like not like but give the man a pass. Like Danielle should be equally like, Alex, what the fuck?
That's what this is.
To Jordan
it's like
or whatever.
We're pouring all of our energy at Jordan in this conversation of like it's Jordan's fault that their friendship isn't better, which like what does that have to do with Alex at all? But then like it just everything happens to be Jordan's fault, or like Jordan's not enough. Nobody likes Jordan, and it's like, well, who said that? Because Kory is like interested in bantering with Jordan, but guess what? It's not about like one versus the other. It's that he is pulling back because he's realizing how much he likes Sam and realizes he probably doesn't want to hurt her.
And I think Jordan, I mean, without Danielle, because that was her person in the house, has then made relationships with everyone else in the house. Yeah. And Alex is just another person she's made a relationship with. Like, anyway, so it's now 8:06 p.m. Danielle and Jordan are still talking. Danielle tells Jordan that she's low energy because there are no men for her. And Jordan basically is like, look, like a dude, would be easy to have in the house, but I'm not going to alter my chemistry for a man, like to get one. Then we cut to Kory and Kory's mom and Alex talking, and Kory's mom is like, hey, you're low energy. And then Alex is like, oh, fuck. Like, I got to turn it up. And then she asks about any girls. And Alex says he's been coupled up with Danielle the whole time. And there was chemistry. Danielle is very alpha. She goes after what she wants. But sometimes her alphaness can take over. So now Alex is tiptoeing, which I think this is Danielle's alphaness being like, I peed on Alex. He's mine, Jordan. Stop talking to him.
But also her just being so aggressive with, like, you're low energy, like, constantly, like, asking for more from him. And he's like, I just want to sit here. Like, I just want to be.
So Danielle and Jordan, cut back to them. Danielle brings up the friendship that Jordan has with Alex and wants them to remain friends. And Jordan's like, look, you don't talk to me about Alex. Like, I didn't even know you weren't comfortable with my conversations with Alex. So like, if you don't tell me, I'm not going to change. Yeah. And Danielle says she should have sooner, and that's on her. And she doesn't want there to be a barrier between her and Jordan. And Jordan's like, okay, but like, can you see how your actions make me want to retreat from you? Because you're basically fucking shitting on me when I've done. You haven't
And
communicated your feelings to me.
You're death staring me when I'm talking to Alex. Like, I just think you're mad at me, not because of I'm talking to Alex.
Yeah, like it's a very
Danielle is annoyed. So obviously, like, Jordan's not going to click with her.
Yeah, and if you're not telling me, I've said this before, if you don't tell me your problem, I'm going to assume there's not one.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Danielle says she definitely sees it. Jordan thinks Danielle can't admit her true feelings for Alex, so instead she's putting the blame on her.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielle starts tearing up and crying, and she apologizes, and they cheers. And I think Jordan's just kind of like over it. Like, she's just going to keep doing her.
I think Jordan's really good at just seeing what is. Like, being truly honest with her own feelings, with other people's feelings that they're not willing to be honest about, and just knowing what it is and not to push the conversation and like convince Danielle to see what the like truth of this situation really is. But that doesn't make it easier. Like, things are not going to be cool with them until Danielle realizes like what's going on
until things are
side.
cool within Danielle's self, you know?
Yes.
So the ski crew joins. We cheers to Kory's parents, and then they all leave, but Kory and his parents talk really quick. Kory's mom's like, hey, I heard Sam's coming. You don't want us to meet her? And Kory's like, we're not official yet, so no. And his mom's like, I don't know. I heard that you really like her. And Kory's like, you're hearing lies. Which I was like, that's what I would do.
I know that's my self-defensiveness, but like, Kory, just be like, I'm excited she's coming. Something nice. Like, you've said so many mean things about you and Sam.
The person to be like, I lied to my parents. I got nervous.
That's true. That's true. Warn her about that because like.
He does tell his mom he will let them know first thing when he makes it official.
No, he said they would be the first to know when they're official. And I'm like, you're not like calling, this isn't an engagement. You're not calling your parents when you're like, Sam and I are together officially.
Oh, but I love Kory and his parents. I really like fell further in with Kory to be like, oh,
me too. I want more of him. I really enjoy him as a reality TV star. I know he has some like troubleness, but like he is really good about like putting it like showing up for the camera, if that makes sense, and like being authentic.
Agreed. Okay, we go back to the house. Shots immediately. Schwartz texts Katie. He says, Floody, I survived to tell the tale of the season 10 reunion. Can't wait to come back to Steamboat and boost some serotonin, which he spells serotonin wrong.
Funny.
I only know that because I was trying to copy it and it autocorrected and I went late.
Oh my gosh.
But I can't believe he's going to come back. Honestly, from that reunion, just watching it, I needed 3 days off.
I am so impressed with him actually that he's coming, because we know he's coming back because we saw the preview. I still didn't think he was coming back when he sends this text.
I didn't either. I still don't. Just kidding. Okay, Alex and Jordan talk in the hallway. They're whispering, but these rooms are so confusing. People can come out of anywhere. So Alex is like, hey, Jordan, how you doing? And Jordan's like, it's hard to be told that you're not giving anything because you don't have the attention of men. Which, valid point. But Alex is like, I also don't want to talk to Danielle right about now. But Danielle hears because she's like, her room is right there. And they're talking in the middle of the hall. And she's so upset. She's so upset.
Like, there is nothing worse when you're already on I'm going to call her stuff a pre-spiral at this point. Like, you're already like tense and stressed about this like love interest. And this girl who like is your friend is kind of also involved. So then to hear them talk about you behind your back, let alone say that they don't want to spend time with you. I'm just saying from my perspective, I would go off the rails.
Also, just adding into it, Danielle cheers with Jordan. Now, I do think Jordan has a right to continue to be upset about the comment that was made. But as far as Danielle knows, her and Jordan are cool. So then
cleared the air.
To hear this, she's like, what the fuck?
And they've been drinking for a while, so like we're not of rational minds.
No, not even a little bit.
I can feel it in my own body the like wanting to just like be enraged. Like, Alicia, this is how I get to rage texting. I mean, granted, this exact situation doesn't happen, but like this is the chaos that ensues.
I would cry. I'd be in my bed crying. So opposites, but the same.
See, but I would try to convince myself, like, I'm cool. This doesn't bother me. And I would just go and want to drink more.
Well, that's what she does. She's like, fuck it, let's party.
Yes.
So Brian's upstairs. He finds his box of clothes and he's so excited. So Kyle and Danielle are like down the hall drinking. And Brian goes, hey, Kyle, look what my mom got me. My mom got me this, and holds it up. And it was honestly so cute.
So endearing. Wait, the shirt or him?
Him being
or
like,
both.
Kyle, look at what he was like an excited kid on Christmas, and it was so cute.
Also, it didn't come in like a Forever 21 box. I think his mom literally went to a mall, packed all this shit up, and like shipped it to him overnight.
Because some of it came packaged like it was.
Oh, okay.
But I get what you're saying.
Okay.
But so
it just
cute. Oh my god.
Look what my mom got me. I was like so happy that there wasn't yelling going on, and I was so sad knowing, because we've seen so many previews that Danielle was gonna ruin this. I thought this happened. I thought he like did this while a fight was going on.
Same.
And I'm like, I always thought like, Brian, why are you getting involved in like shifting the topic if people are already yelling? But he's not. He's just purely happy. It's dead air all around, and he's just like, Kyle, look at my shirt.
Brian was so cute. Oh, he crushed. So
I'm really sad for what's about to happen.
Danielle runs over and like swats his clothes away and goes, who cares? We're trying to party. And Brian
There's no one around.
Literally no one even hears the fight, because everyone is downstairs, like below the surface of the earth.
Yeah. It is literally just Danielle, Kyle, and Brian. Yes. Who is partying Danielle?
So Brian's like, that's disrespectful to my mom. Like, she just got these for me. And Danielle's like, no, we party. So Kyle's trying to grab Danielle away. And he's like, Danielle, there's a line between getting on Brian for his mom doing his shopping and throwing his clothes across the floor. And Danielle's like, no, I don't think so. And Brian goes, that's rude to my mom. And Danielle's like, it's rude that you're opening up a box when you should be partying. And she starts grabbing his clothes and throwing them across like the dining room. And Brian's like so fucking upset. And Danielle,
I'm so shocked, because her reaction, even like her misdirected reaction, I'm so confused.
Well, even like when Kyle kind of stepped in, you would think Danielle would be like, sorry, but no, she like doubles down, and then
or even just say like fuck you and walk away.
Yeah, she keeps like going, we're trying to party. Like, who wants to party with you at this point? Jesus Christ. So
there is no party happening, and there will be no party happening.
You killed that part.
You killed whatever mood had survived. You killed it.
So it's 10:17 p.m. Danielle just chucked Brian's clothes across the room. Brian says, that's mean, and he leaves, and Casey's like behind him now at the stairs, like, what the fuck?
Oh, like shepherding him downstairs. I know,
and Danielle's like, everyone sucks, and Kyle's like, no one sucks. And Brian's like, oh my God, Danielle, I'm going to change literally right now. And she goes, are you going to wear those clothes? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, you better, I'm going to be really upset. And now she's like, but she's like angry. Like, I'm saying it with a smile because it was so stupid. But she's like
she has no sass to like lighten the mood. No. She's like, you better or I'll be angry. Instead of like, you better.
So Casey's literally like, what the fuck? And Brian's like, I thought it was a joke, but she's fucking angry. And Casey's like, Casey knows Danielle and knows that she's frustrated. Mm-hmm. So she's just like angry at everyone. But she's like, Danielle, you can't do this. And you can't insult a mom to a mama's boy.
I know.
Because Brian, I mean,
especially over this, like, this is stupid.
Brian did get right. He wasn't mad Danielle's yelling at him. He wasn't mad. He was mad that Danielle's disrespecting the clothes his mom bought him.
His mom, exactly.
So like that was, I think, really the trigger for him.
Which, like, shows how much he's willing to take. Like, yeah. I would be pissed that you're fucking with my shit, to be honest. Like, and being rude to me.
Yeah.
No, Brian is, like, so understanding on 95% of this. It's the 5% of, like, you're throwing something my mom
He's like, you're
sent
being
our
disrespectful.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian tells Alex to check his girl. And that's when I knew Brian was mad. Because he was like, fucking check your girl. And
I was like, this is going to go even worse.
Alex obviously goes, nope. Not me. Yeah. So Danielle, though, is upset that there are packages when they're trying to party. And Kyle's like, bro, I might fucking shower. Like, can you just we're still in our ski clothes. Like, can you give us? And Danielle just wants to party. And Danielle goes to find Brian, which I was immediately like, damn it, Danielle, just let the dude chill for a
I
second.
thought she was going to go and apologize and realize, like, oh, Kyle is showering. Like, okay,
no,
like, we can all take a
rampage.
Beat. I know. I didn't think she was this drunk until this next part.
This is where, listen, Andy Cohen loves to play the game. Can you justify it? I usually can justify all of Danielle's actions. This is where this conversation with Brian, I can
because there's nothing that benefits her, and that's truly sometimes where I lie is like, okay, if there was a party, I'm like, you're trying to keep the party going for the show, for the group. There is nothing for her to like to make this make sense.
She asked Brian why he made a spectacle out of the entire thing. And he goes, you threw my shit. And he says he felt disrespected. And that's that. I love how he's like, look, you're not going to tell me how I'm not disrespected.
He's so chill.
Yeah. And so he then, because she's raging, he tells her to chillax. And she goes, I am very relaxed. And he goes, so don't turn up on me. I'm the wrong one. Which I have said to people. I've said, I'm the wrong person to pick this fight with. Don't do it. Like, I've warned.
I A, love that sentence when people say it, and B, when someone delivers it as calmly as Brian just did, like, you know they mean it.
It's hot. I've never been more sexually attracted to Brian.
I really didn't think Brian could pull these type of punches, and like,
imagine him defending me. This is how he defends his mom?
This is the one thing of like, I thought he'd be a little soft on this. Like, you know, like, I just didn't think he would be like tough in this way. And wow, is he proving me wrong?
I'm so obsessed.
He is loyal.
I'm like blushing. I
Alicia.
love him. I'm so obsessed with him. He is my celebrity crush. I do not.
I also love that he's standing up for his mom without disrespecting Danielle.
Yes.
Like, he's not making it personal to Danielle. He is just saying, like, cut it out, basically.
It is so hot. I cannot tell you.
Like, I'm not willing to argue about this. You disrespected me. That's where it is. Like,
I know.
Let's, like, let everything lie.
So he says his mom just got him these clothes, and she goes, don't bring your mom into this. And she gets
this is like
so
the Danielle
mad.
or the Hannah Kyle fight.
Don't talk about my dad. He's like, you just compared me to your father.
It's like, also, like, I'm not like actually bringing a parent. I'm just saying their name.
Yeah. So Danielle tries to leave, but Brian stops her and is like, hold up. Like, come on, we're going to talk about this. And Danielle says, oh, I want to kill her. She says, never get anything I do twisted ever, ever again. That's what you need to understand.
I'm like, what?
Dude, if I was Brian, I'd be like, I just warned you I'm the wrong one. Shut the fuck up. But no.
It's like she's making this fight go round. Like, Brian is, if like Danielle walked away and just didn't say anything, I don't think Brian would hold a grudge. No. I don't think he's going to hold a grudge, but he's like, I'm not going to let you continuously do this, but I'm not going to be mad back at you. So why are you trying to twist this and make it seem like Brian is the one coming for you?
And then Brian even says, he goes, I don't know you, because she's like, you're never going to get me twisted. And she's like, he goes, I don't know you. And Danielle tells him to come correct because now he needs to know her. Vomit.
I'm like, your lines don't make any sense.
But like, it's rude shit. Like, if people ever said that to me, I'd square up. I'd be like,
they're fighting words, but over nothing, because like they don't track in this argument.
It's over
and they're
nothing.
Fighting words for no reason.
It's over nothing, but she's really throwing like the pun. Like, I'm feeling disrespected for Brian at this point. Like, don't come at me, dude.
She has no legs to stand. Like, this isn't a real argument, you know? Like, there is nothing to argue about because Danielle is 100% in the wrong, but I don't think she truly has any idea what's going on, and she just wants to fight.
Yeah.
So she's, like, pulling in random stuff that it just doesn't make sense. Danielle doesn't know how to have conflict. I'm going to just be straight up honest about that, and this is just pure chaos because, like, why are we throwing Brian shit? Why are you, like, finding him to keep fighting? Like, what are we doing?
Why are you telling him to come correct? That's insane. I would flatten you in a second. Don't come at me with that shit.
That's something like Sierra would have said to Lindsay whenever they had that fight where, like, the
Yeah, the
glass was
wine
thrown.
glass. That's
Like,
that.
that is, like, a true argument where two people are arguing. This is, like,
This is
Danielle throwing
wild.
shit around for no
So
reason.
Danielle says she's about to fuck everything up if they don't have fun. And Brian's like, okay, so let's have fun. And Danielle goes, this place is fucking weird. And Brian's like trying to comfort her. Like, he's such a good guy. When I tell you, I'm so in
Yes.
love with Brian.
He just wants this to be over.
Oh, I'm so in love. He like tries to hug her. And then she goes, do you think Alex likes me? And Brian's like, yeah, of course. Like,
Oh my
like,
god,
oh
which,
my
like, I'm
God.
happy Brian didn't say the truth, because you know in his heart of hearts he's
It's
like,
not
I
his
want to tell
job.
you.
Yeah.
No, but he also just knows, like, if he starts up, like, Danielle again, if he, like, revs her anger back up, like, what's gonna happen to the rest of his clothes?
Brian is a better man or person than me, because I would have straight up been like, not if you act like this. No, I would have been like, are you acting like this? Nah.
But that is how nice he is in this fight. He will not do
I
anything
know,
against
it
her.
melts my heart.
He doesn't, you know, like how, like, people say things below the belt and they say things that are, like, accurate to say. He will not even say anything. Anything accurate, anything below the belt. He does not even direct any comment at her.
He just defends his mom. So
he just defends his mom.
I know. Alex goes into Kyle and Amanda's room and asks what happened with Danielle, and Amanda tells Alex about the clothes. And Amanda knows, right? She knows Danielle feels so burnt by Robert, right? That she will just light this world on fire. She just needs to do it.
Yeah.
But she also has more feelings towards Alex than she's admitting, right? So, Amanda basically is like, Alex, don't even go talk to her. Like, just let her kind of figure this out. So Danielle is going to try, she tells Brian, she's going to try and stay away from Alex because he's hurting her feelings. And Brian's like, is it because you just got out of something? Like, why? And Danielle says, Alex is just being weird. So now Danielle is very sad. She goes into her room. She is so sad. She goes to gather herself and she looks at herself and she's like, I got this. Like, we're fine. But she's like crying in the process. It was very heartbreaking to watch.
The mood of the entire house, this entire episode, literally was captured in how this episode ended. Like, it just is, like, so weird. Like,
yeah, it was.
I think Danielle wants to party to, like, have a distraction from what she's feeling. She needs a distraction from what's going on with Alex.
Yeah.
So that's why she's pushing it so hard. Like, you can kind of feel that when she, like, tries to pep herself up in the mirror and starts crying, and my heart breaks. But it's doing the opposite. Like, I'm sure people are hiding in their rooms right now because nobody wants to be the next victim of, like, Danielle and her, like, outburst.
It's hard to be heartbroken and then have to go do stuff, right? Because you're just gonna lose it. And we all, when we're heartbroken, want to get distracted to, like, not deal with it. But the thing is, once you have that week-long cry and watch all the movies and block his number and act kind of insane for a little bit, you feel better.
Yes.
Like, you do.
I'm learning that because I have never lived my life like that. I've always, like, suppressed it and, like, think if you just, like, don't acknowledge it, like, it'll just go away. And it doesn't. You have to feel it at some point. And to be honest, if you push it down, the pressure just gets bigger and a bomb will just go off at some point.
Which I think is kind of, I don't think is the full bomb, but I feel like it's leaking gas.
It's leaking acid right out of it. Yep. Listen, from an expert, this is the pre-pop. In a week's time, she'll really blow.
It's very, very hard. Okay, but next time, Schwartz actually comes back. Who would have thought?
I really went hard on him last episode about how he was not coming back, so I want to apologize to him.
I will never apologize. Alex friends zones Danielle. Sam is here, doesn't like how Malia and Kory act, and Sam and Malia get into it. Which, I will say, depending on how they act, I think Sam might be reading into this a little too much, because, again, it comes down to Kory. I'm going to say it now.
I agree.
Kory's endorsing this, like, behavior. Malia doesn't know you from another blonde girl. Like,
I want her to confront both of them, because Sam also doesn't have the context to know what's been discussed in the house. So if you think coming in that Kory, if you think Kory has told the truth about like your situationship, then like Malia should be respecting that or like whatever. So like I understand having a conversation with Malia too and like getting to the point, but you need to hold him more accountable.
He's
Kory.
he's the one dating you. So
Yes, yeah.
okay, should we do fun not fun?
Let's do it. It kind of was a not fun episode
There's a lot of
overall.
good not funs. Can I go first and just it's gonna break my heart, but I'm gonna pick Danielle.
I totally understand.
She's my not fun. It's not fun to watch her. The argument wasn't as funny as I thought it was gonna be because it broke my heart. And also I
thought it was during a party so we could then like move on with other people.
I see the heartbreak happening. It's very hard. I don't like how she came at Brian. I don't like how she's prying Alex, given I do think Alex needs to step up fucking finally. Yep. But I also don't like how she came at Jordan sideways. Like, she's pushing everyone away almost, and she's going to be left with very little when she does explode, I think.
It's like she's trying to like have confrontation without the honesty part. Like she needs to truly be honest with Jordan and say, hey, when you sit with Alex, like this is what I feel like it is. Or like what's happening, what like goes through my brain, and I like go in a tizzy. And then like Jordan could confirm or deny like what is happening. I also think, and I feel like that would actually give her like more ease.
I also think she's full of insecurity right now, so she doesn't want to admit to her insecurity of like, Alex wanted Jordan first, and now he's with me, but he'll always want Jordan first because her big insecurity is Robert didn't want me.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, if you're not willing to admit it to yourself, you're not going to admit it to other people. So she's in a tough spot, but that doesn't mean you can treat people like you treated our dear Brian.
Who's your not fun?
I'm going on the other side. Yep. I mean, I did not like Danielle, but to just mix it up, I'm going Alex. I need him to be honest. And that nighttime bed thing plus the face mask the next morning is the time. Like, when you're in a bad mood and somebody's like asking for more, it makes it worse. So I'm not even really mad at him about that because like, why do you want to admit like, I don't want to be here when you're on a freaking show? Like that's whatever. I can give him passes for those, but like, do not sleep in this girl's bed. Stop. And don't fucking stay. Like when she wakes up, be like, all right, I'm going to get my day going. Like, get out of there. Get out of there. This is also why I don't like sleeping in the same bed with people because the leaving is the hardest.
I also don't like that he's like frustrated that Danielle won't leave him alone, but he's not telling Danielle like, how is she supposed to know what you want if you don't communicate it to her?
We all think that we can just read each other's minds.
It's insane.
It's so bad. And like, we all know it too. Like a bunch of us are watching this show saying this stuff. And I'm someone who like wants people to read my mind. Agreed. So like, let's all go to therapy separately, but also all together. Let's, as a world, fit like 8 billion people into therapy and like, let's get after it.
Well, on the other hand, my fun is going to be,
I know.
It's going to be Brian. He made me blush. Oh my God. He is just so much fun. He's so funny. He's so lively. He's so nice. He's so kind. Like, he loving his mom buying him clothes. He gets it. The part where he goes, hey, Kyle, look what my mom bought. It felt like a little like brother being like, look. It was so cute. He genuinely is just so kind to everyone. And him being attacked, I think he handled it so well. He's a better person than me. I will say it again. But he really is just like, I think, a really positive person in this house. And I like seeing him. Yeah.
It kind of goes to show that like you don't have to be like bad behavior reality TV star to like be successful.
Yeah, he's just a great oh my God, when I was blushing, this man.
I literally am mentally like taking notes from him because like that is how you have a fight and stand up for someone and not be a dick.
When we go to BravoCon, because we must again sometime in our life, and we have to buy the VIP tickets so we can finally meet people. I am walking up to Brian and just being like,
okay, but
you're my Bravo celebrity crush, my dude.
What we have to do collectively, I need everybody to do this, and I'm going to start this over like the holidays, I think, or like if we ever get an in-between time between live seasons here, is go binge Family Karma. Yes. Like we got to get that back on the air. Like they're being paused. Yeah. But a lot of people are saying they want them to be Real Housewives of Miami, where they get put on Peacock. So like, Let's get some interest, guys.
For
Let's get
for Brian.
For the Benny family.
I think it makes it better too that I'm not like this fan that's been watching the show. Like I just met Brian and I'm so in love with him.
Did you just say you just met him?
Yeah, I just met Brian. I'm so in love with him.
I'm not a stalker. I literally just met him on my TV screen this year.
So hot. Okay, great.
Slide into those DMs.
What am I gonna say?
Hi,
I'm nervous.
I'm in love with you. The way you defended your mom and showed off at that shirt amazing. At the same time.
I loved the shirt.
Mwah, a man
Wear
who can multitask.
Wear it on our first date. Wink.
A wink.
Okay, who's your fun?
I'm gonna go Kory because I really enjoyed his parents. I mean, like, I always enjoy him, but like, I think the dynamic of bringing in his parents, sometimes parents aren't that fun. We see a lot of like Kyle's family.
Yeah.
But like, if you have fun parents, bring them on the show.
Agreed.
I wanted them longer, to be honest. Like, I wanted them to come to the house and have dinner and like.
Same, because they seem like party animals. I was into it.
I wanted to see them like throw some back at the bar.
Okay, we have Podcast by the People. Let's finish this up. So,
crank it out.
Lauren, our patron of the episode, says, all I could really think while watching this episode was, boy, am I glad that I was not being filmed for reality TV while getting over a painful breakup. Ooh, I know.
I'd be unhinged, especially when you're like not new to it. So like the cameras fall away.
Yeah, Lauren, we never need to go through this because we are looking at ourselves go through it right now through Danielle. It's rough. Lauren says, I really feel for Danielle, but it's a rough watch. I'm sure going into filming the trip and the show were good opportunities to get away from everything. It was bad timing. Hope our girl is doing better these days with the new fella. Yeah, that hot dude from Southern Hospitality.
I forgot.
He loves her.
Even like before that, meeting him, I hope her summer is like more whole.
But I'm so pumped for this dude. Every interview he has done about Danielle, he is so obsessed. He's like, there's a confidence about her I love. There's someone for everyone. Keep being yourself.
Well, I also hope she did some healing because like someone just being obsessed with you won't fix your problems.
But it'll
help.
Alex
is not obsessed with her. It does help. It does help when somebody is like vocal about their interest in you. But the like from experience, the holes are still there.
Okay, Sarah says, I think we have two Sarahs. Am I wrong? Am I right?
I think so.
This is Sarah L.
That's the point where I always think of The Bachelor because then you like put initials.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah L. says, I'm only here for the pre-show chit-chat. Ooh, fun. Okay. At the moment, because that's how I'm getting through my weekly fix while VPR is off the air. Yay for January. January. Oh, what I'm reading right now. So fun. White Nights by Anne Cleves. It's the second book in the Shetland Island detective series. There's a TV show based off the series. I really like it, but the books are quite different, and I'm enjoying that too. Add it to the Goodreads. What I'm watching right now, Keeping Up with Doctor Who and Below Deck Med. Never seen Doctor Who, but big Below Deck girl. And, of course, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City when I remember, but I'm waist deep in grading paper, so I'm not binging TV like I normally do. But Housewives is easy to have on the background. You just wait till they yell, you know?
Well, and, like, to let some, like, build up. I feel like I don't see as many spoilers about Housewives, so, like, you don't
Also, I don't care. I'm
just
still gonna
caught
watch.
up to Salt Lake.
I'm still going to watch.
Also, do you have more from Sarah? Go ahead.
Not on Salt Lake, if that's...
Oh, no. Go ahead with Sarah, and then I have a comment for just generalities.
What I'm listening to, in terms of podcasts, it's your pre-shows and a couple of Below Deck podcasts. In terms of my music, Spotify Rap said I'm in the top 2% for listening to Demi Lovato, and I am not a Ride or Die fan, so either her EP was not that popular, or I really listened to it on repeat more than I realized. Spotify Rap fucked up, because my number 2... was someone I listened to for a month while reading a book.
Oh.
But, of course, my number 1 was Taylor Swift. We saw that coming.
Yeah, honestly.
I
love that.
This, you're going to die.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, I have a Catholic thing. Guys, Meredith and I are suffering Catholics. If you listen to Vanderpump Rules, you will hear about it because Jax goes to church and we died.
If you're on the Patreon, season 5 is on the Patreon, but we haven't released it to the public yet. And like, just wait. If you've never listened to Vanderpump Rules. I promise this is the season
Meredith
to do
and
it just for our
I
own commentary.
struggle from Catholic guilt, and we are not good Catholics. So, one of my colleagues likes to say, "May the Force be with you," like from Star Wars, before we go to class. And every time she says it, I, as a Catholic, have to physically stop myself from chanting back, and also with you.
Also with you.
Just like I'm in Mass. I've not gone to Mass regularly since I finished at Catholic school. Does this happen to you guys?
All the time. Alicia was literally singing hymns around New York. I sent her a Gloria
we
video
need to have
the other day.
a podcast about us just being bad Catholics.
I wonder if there's like a one season wonder that could meld with this.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna Google so hard.
I mean, like, I wish Breaking Amish had like one season because I feel like that could like pull it out in weird ways.
Yeah, but it has to be the Catholic. It just has to be people who used to go to church and don't go to church anymore.
Oh goodness.
Also, Sarah, our producer Sarah, mark it down. One pre-show, Meredith and I are gonna write down a bunch of things that we think would kill you from our Catholic.
I think that would like break her mind.
Yeah.
Sarah, our producer Sarah, is Jewish and like grew up very Jewish, and I grew up very Catholic. Like
I grew up.
Sarah and I are in our own religion versions, and Alicia's in the middle on like real people, but Catholic. I can't
We're going to break Sarah. I have one thing in particular that's going to break. Just wait. If there's ever a pre-show to join, it is that one. Anyway.
You know those videos that used to go around where you would like say things that would like break a like Amish woman from the like 1900s?
Yeah. That's this.
We're just going to create a quick list, and then Sarah gets to react.
Yeah. I think that'd be hilarious. Okay, I'm going to go back to grading papers now. I have to finish about 60, and I literally have 110 to go. Ooh.
No.
Bye.
Bless you. Bless all teachers out there.
Bless you.
Also, just for background, for those not on our Patreon, that like what like Sarah is watching, reading, everything is a common discussion on the Patreon. So if you love reading books, watching other shows, movies,
we do it all
podcasts,
on our pre-show.
That is where the discussions really happen. And there's a great like community about like other people commenting what they're doing too. So it's not just us.
Thank you, Sarah, for trying to get us some traction on the pre-show. And Tonette said, I knew she wasn't pregnant, but I found myself in the same emotion when I dream the Titanic won't sink when it does. Oh my God, that's hilarious. You're right. I was rooting for the pregnancy too, and I know they're not pregnant.
You're right,
funny. Tonette. Okay, that's all we have. Obviously, we will, if you want to comment on this episode later, we will read it on the next episode. That being said, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
What a wild ride. Goodbye.
I know. See you next time. Bye.